quite a bit. So it's good to snap out of it and understand like when you're in motion versus when you're actually in action. So last month, and I would be willing to bet my life that this exact scenario probably happened times 1,000 across our industry, maybe tens of thousands actually. So last month, an agent spent an entire week getting ready. They reorganized their CRM, they researched a new marketing plan, they rewrote the listing presentation, they watched 2 hours of training, and they felt productive the whole time. In fact, they got back home and they're like, "What'd you do today?" "Oh my God, I was so busy. I got so much done." Okay. The number of conversations they have with an actual human about to move, 0. Has anyone ever had a week where they just felt like they just absolutely were just doing all the things and they were busy wire to wire, and then when you like actually look at it, you didn't really move the business forward at all? Does that ever happen to anyone?
Yep.
Yeah. So motion is planning, it's research, it's organizing, it's preparing. It feels like progress, but in it of itself, it's actually producing nothing. Action is the behavior that delivers the result. So action is the call, it's the invite, it's the ask, it's the appointment. So the trap is motion is attractive because it's safe, right? Anyone ever got rejected color coding their database? No. In fact, I might go do that again today. I don't think I can handle another no. You won't get rejected doing that, right? Motion lets us feel like we're moving forward without ever having to risk anything. That's why we see so many people fall into that. In fact, one of my favorite stories, this guy, he's still in his business today. Surprisingly, actually. But when I first met him, he came into KW. This is probably like 2014. And you could just tell this guy's got a lot of potential. And after we talked, he picked my brain, asked me all sorts of questions. And about 3 weeks later, I bump into him like, "Hey man, how's business?" He's like, "Oh my God. I was playing around with CRM. I think I'm just gonna make my own." I was like, "Really? What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, I wanted to do this and this and this and this and this. And none of the ones I could find do all that. So I'm just gonna create my own." And I mean, I just walked away like, first of all, that sounds really neat. But secondly, like, you got in this business to sell real estate. So, I know the best tech we have in the business today was from real estate agents who decided there wasn't good enough tech. So I know that exists, but this person's whole purpose of developing a CRM was to help them sell more real estate. What do you think happened?
They got everyone.
Didn't sell any real estate.
No, I gave you the punchline. They're still in real estate today.
Oh, well.
They're still in real estate today, but I can tell you right now that they were in a lot of motion. There was a ton of motion. There was very little action. I mean, it's probably like 6 months later, I bumped into them. They're like, "Hey, I gave up on the whole CRM thing." That's what ended up happening. They're like, "I did this and this and this, and it was just really hard to get these other things, right. So I just decided I'm just going to, use this one thing and then use this other thing, and then I'm just going to put the pieces together." But like, how much progress do you think they felt like they had for that 6 months?
Wow.
I mean, they felt like they
They're
were
working every day.
Yeah, they were working their butt off. They were probably working more than most realtors, most successful realtors. They were working wire to wire. They're like, "Oh my God, man." And they're probably excited too. They're so excited because they felt like they're really moving things forward. But I think you have to slow down, Brent. You have to ask yourself, like, what am I optimizing for? Like, why am I doing the things I'm doing? You guys have heard this from me before. There's really only 2 jobs. Like, there's only 2 for real estate agents. What are they?
Help someone by buying someone real estate from looking for someone. Help find someone.
That's why you're senior partner. That's why you're gonna be a senior partner. There's only 2 jobs. If you didn't hear them, they said you're helping someone buy and sell real estate. That's job number 1. And guess what happens if you don't have a job? You now have job number 2, which is find someone that you can help do job number 1. That's it. That is it. All the other stuff is just a distraction. Okay, it's all motion. I'm gonna. This is unprompted. Can you give the mic to the admin back there?
Oh, sure.
Let's pick one of the admin. Becky, you've been around a long time. She's like giggling. She's like, have you seen agents in motion? Have you seen agents who look busy but aren't actually doing anything? What, have you ever thought about being an agent yourself?
Yeah, for about 5 seconds.
Interesting.
I would hate every second.
Okay. Fair enough. That's some respect for you guys. But how many agents have you seen who like could have accomplished so much more, but they just are spinning their wheels?
Vast majority, more than half.
I mean, honestly, I don't think there's an agent in this room that hasn't had it happen to them at some point. And myself included, like a lot. I've done a lot of motion. So it's interesting. Why? How can you see it from the outside looking in? Why do you think they get trapped?
Well, because when you're an observer, you can see the action. You can see the flittering around or doing this or doing that or doing that. All of a sudden, the whole day's gone, and you didn't hear a phone call. But you look.
No one in here, right?
No, never.
Only.
Oh, the people in the past. I've been doing this a long time. Not a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it's so easy because it feels good to be busy.
Yeah.
And then it's just what are you good with?
Do you want to give it to Hannah real quick? Hannah, you were an agent for a little bit, right? You made that mistake for about 9 months.
Yeah.
Is it 9 months? Yeah.
No.
You were actually good. Hannah actually did all the stuff.
She was good.
She showed up and did the stuff.
I just enjoy the motion more than I like the real estate stuff.
There you go.
So that's why I'm an admin.
So if you want to feel busy and do nothing, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. I know. That was a bad joke. No. But you did you sell any homes? How many homes did you sell?
I sold 4 homes.
9 months. 4 homes in 9 months is not bad. There are plenty of agents who would love to sell 4 homes in 9 months. So what you felt like you didn't like doing the stuff that agents do?
I enjoyed it. I just enjoy the admin side of things more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say on as it pertains to like the motion versus action? I like their perspective, guys, because you guys are like, if you can't see me on Zoom, I've got my hand like right in front of my face. You guys, a lot of times when we're in the business, we can't see very far in front of us. We can only see what's like right in front of us. But I think when you get out of the business, it's so easy to watch someone and watch what they're doing well, and then probably even easier to see where they're making mistakes. And no matter what you tell them, like they're not gonna listen to you. They're gonna just fail on their own. So what do you see now that you're kind of outside of it? What do you see agents doing where they get distracted?
I think everything that the admin do, like it's super easy as an admin to see what you guys are doing that we should be doing for you. Where when you're an agent, you're like, this is my business. I need to be doing all these things. It's like that's why you're on the team, is because you have the admin to do all that for you. And literally, if you just show up and make the calls, like everything else is done for you. And that's super easy to see from our side, because we know that. But I think it's less easy for you guys to see from your side.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting perspective, and it is one of the best reasons to be on a team is you don't have to do a lot of things outside of literally the 2 that I just said. Help someone buy and sell, or go find someone that you can help buy and sell. Because our goal, Brent and I talk about this whenever we meet with a new recruit. It's truth. We literally exist as a team to take everything off your plate that's not helping people buy and sell. That's what we exist for. So, okay, cool. Thank you. Do you want to give that back to Brent? Thank you. Do you want to add anything, Brent, before we move too far?
I mean, just going back to your example, the guy that did the CRM. The reality is, when you're in the business and you're looking at it, you could find a lot of ways to potentially improve on it, right? To make it better, more efficient, more effective. But none of that freaking matters if you don't have business coming in. None of it. Yet we tend to get in our own way and we let that be the reason to not just have more business coming in. I would much rather see an agent with a clunky ass business and yet they're making their calls, they're talking to their people, and they're getting people to buy and sell real estate. I'd much rather see that than someone with a fully put together CRM and you know, no true investment into actually getting people to buy or sell.
So, and that CRM one might be a little dramatic, and that's a true story, by the way. The one that we see maybe more often is maybe obsessing over like fonts or like colors or capitalization of something, or like, hey, don't email all these people, you know, only email these people, right? Like worried about someone unsubscribing. These are the kind of things that we see people getting into, you know, doing the motion. They're like, hey, how many times has this happened, Brent? We have an agent join our team. They've got a database of 1,000 people. And they're like, hey, I don't know who I want you to email and text yet. So do nothing. And then 90 days goes by. And what have we done?
Nothing.
And by the way, what's the advantage of having a phone number and an email if you never use it? It's like being able to read, but not, right? There's no difference between you and someone who can't read. Like if neither one of you actually read, what's the difference? So there is no advantage to having a name and phone number if we're not even doing anything with it. So sometimes you got to just like the agent. I'm thinking about Kara. Kara, are you out there?
Yes.
How much do you obsess over like the emails and texts that your clients get?
Like 2%.
2% obsession. It's probably not. I mean, honestly, it's very rare. Like if something goes wrong, you bring it up. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she finds out something goes wrong, like maybe we emailed someone an invite to get a pie, but they live out of state. That's happened, right, Kara?
Yes.
But would you rather that, you know, one mistake happens, but you get, you know, 10 or 15 referrals because of all the other touches?
Yeah.
Or would you rather no mistakes and no referrals?
Well, I'll take the mistakes.
Yeah, that's kind of an IQ test.
Lots of deals. That's one of my favorite stories to tell when I joined the team. So people called me about 9 months in. They're like, "You're so great at keeping in touch with me." And I'm like, "I've literally never talked to you since you closed on your house." And when I went to their house, they had a postcard on the fridge. And I was like, "Oh, I sent that." No, I didn't. Cool.
You're like, oh, you got my postcard. Can I look at it? I've never seen it before. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I think, and that's obviously our top agent, right? Just let go. You got to be willing to let go, especially being on a team. So let's keep going. It's not just business, by the way. This happens everywhere. So you can research your workout plan. How much calories are you burning researching your workout plan? Not enough. Maybe a little bit, but not enough. Right? You can rehearse the hard conversation. That's not having it. It's not the same thing as having it. Right? You can read about investing. That's not opening an account and actually making an investment. Right? Where in your life have you been in motion for months? This is a personal question. I want you to think about that. Where are you in motion right now that you're not taking the action? So what's motion look like in real estate? Perfecting the listing presentation, but you're not booking it. Posting about real estate instead of talking about it to people. Watching script videos instead of dialing. Now, this one, someone might argue with me on, Brent. They'd be like, well, I need to get better. Like, okay, cool. Do you do that during your lead generation time? No.
You systematize it and you schedule it, but it shouldn't land in lieu of.
Yeah.
And I think the point you're trying to make is people will take the time they're supposed to be doing income generating part because it's fear of rejection, it's boring, it feels like sometimes you're not even getting anywhere. Like it just feels different. So they'll replace it with something that feels like they're getting something.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could put a newsletter and make it prettier. You can add some music if you're going to post on social media. You can stare at it and see how many likes it gets. Right? You can do those things,
Yep.
and you can see the progress. But you make 10 phone calls and you don't get a sale, you're like, gosh, did I do anything? And you go listen to the pros, Rebecca, Kara, some of our top agents on our team. Like they're getting deals from people they haven't talked to in years. Why? Because the systems have happened, right? And they have made calls, and they did a great job when they were with them. All right, so working on your database for the third straight week. All right, so the real question is, what am I avoiding by staying busy? Right? Are you avoiding rejection? Are you avoiding the pain of making that phone call? Motion is usually fear.
I think this is an interesting thought because I think there are people out here that can relate to it. I think some people avoid it because they don't want to get more busy than what they currently are or have been because they think that they won't be able to handle it. So, I mean, that in other words, that shows up as another term is fear of success. Like if I get more, then it might impact my life. It might take away from this. It might.
Oh, I'm telling something.
Family.
What on kids?
Yep.
Ty and I were talking about that in the last month. That came up multiple times. Where I think she had done 9 deals in about 6 months. I think that was roughly the number. And then she's like, basically went MIA. Because she was worried that, like, if this is how hard it's going to be, like, I'm not going to have a life. I might be able to spend time with the people I care about. But then you look at Kara, who's selling 50, 60 homes a year and taking more vacations than Brent and I combined.
Okay, now.
That's a compliment. Trust me. That's a compliment.
That is a compliment.
And so clearly it's not 100% true that if you sell more homes, you're not gonna have time for people. Right? So right now I just put some things up that are like right now things. We're kind of going into the dog days of summer, right? This is the period where a lot of agents are going to be at the lake and the pool and pretending like they have way more money than they do. Not you, other people. And this is where you can take market share. And there is market share to be had. So what's the school year clock? Are there or are there not people every single year that want to be in a school district? Or they want to move before the school year starts because they don't want to disrupt their kids.
Yep.
This is the time to go get those people. They've been thinking about making a move. Becky and I were just texting right now. 12 under contract. It's the 6th of July, Brent.
I know it's weak.
What the hell? I was just thinking, I'm like, what the hell are these people doing?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good point.
that is crazy to me. That's crazy. Don't these people want to blow shit up and get drunk? Why are they buying homes? Like, that's an impressive number, guys. And I know we're a small microcosm of the market. We're not the whole market, but you guys are putting up some numbers. And there's been so many people on the sidelines, Brent, for so long. Like, at some point, life happens, right? So they're getting married, or they're having kids, or they're.
Well, I feel like that's why we're seeing these, for lack of better words, unnatural ebb and flows that don't make sense. Meaning, all of a sudden it pops off, and it was, 2 months after rates went back up. So rates dropped. We didn't see it open up the way we thought it would, and then they kind of trickle back up, and all of a sudden we have one of the busiest months. And I just think that the demand is so pent up that it just bursts from natural events.
Well, and here's what's crazy. If you, there's people in this room, we took 56 pending or something like that in May. And there's quite a few people in this room that didn't take a deal pending. But I can promise you this, the people that did take deals pending, like more than their fair share of deals pending, it's because of the efforts they put in months before.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm saying the same thing right now. Like, if you're not happy with where your numbers are at today, like, don't fret. Think about Francesca 1 year ago today. She had actually left our organization for a short period of time and then got her mind right, came back. 2.5 weeks. But you know what? Why'd she leave? Like she's not hitting the numbers she wants to hit. So maybe she's got to change her environment. She changed it, and then she comes back and she's like, actually, I need to change my action. And why? Why do you need to change your action? Because the actions she was doing were not leading her to the results she wanted. So what did she do? Showed up every single day, made calls every single day, and now she's senior partner. I mean, no joke, kudos. Like seriously, amazing freaking job. When you just buckle down and do the things you know you need to do, the results will follow. Here's the hard part though, and I bet this was hard for you, Francesca. I'm guessing for the first like 60 to 90 days of you doing that, you probably didn't have the results you wanted.
So the waiting for the result, that's part of the game.
That's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. But when you just do the activity consistently, it will continue to show up. It will. And so now, you know, she's going to buckle down and be looking to do President's Club, right?
Yeah. President's Club, executive sales partner. We're gonna have to create a new tier
I like that.
for Francesca because she's just not keeping something.
So families want to be settled before the first bell. That means under contract in the next few weeks. The next like 2 to 4 weeks, guys. That's going to be a really big window for these people trying to move. So motion is talking about the trend. Right? That'd be talking about it. Talking about it with your peers, maybe even posting something online. That's maybe a little bit of action, but it's really motion in disguise. Actions calling the people in your database that this impacts. People with kids. Right? Who you know that's a family. Families know other families. So even if you call them and you're like, Trinity, how's it going? Are you happy with where you're at? Oh, you are great. Well, hey, I know a lot of people are wanting to make a move right now because school's about to kick off. It starts earlier and earlier. Can you believe that?
I wish we had something coming up that people with kids would enjoy, that would cause you to like easily be able to call and have a conversation with them.
Like that.
Oh, weird.
What else are we doing right now? Roaring Springs. Right? This is simple. Like I'm inviting my neighbors, you know, because I get there's a couple neighbors I have that aren't even in my database, and I'm like, if they do this, they're in my database now. But I already know them. I have a relationship with them, but like I haven't got them in my database like I should. This is going to be the thing that triggers them in there. So the easiest rep you'll ever take, yes, is a water park invite. This is AI telling you like this is the easiest shit ever. It's so simple. Do you want to go to the water park? That's private. It's closed. You know, you ever waited in a water park line? Anyone here? Forever?
Forever.
Guess what's not going to happen Wednesday night?
Why?
You're not going to have massive lines. It's going to be awesome. The whole park is just us. So super simple. Make them feel special about it, right? Motion's making a list of who should I invite. It's a little late for that, by the way. Action, send the text. Get the link out. Oh my God, I can't believe I skipped inviting you to this. We rented out the whole water park just for you. Get them to show up. 30 seconds of courage. That's all it takes. So before you leave this room, we already have this. Guys, you guys have already done this. But I'd like to see that RSVP list be more like 2,000. We're at 1,500, 1,400.
Thank you.
Yeah, 1,400, and
Chase wants to spend more money.
I know they're not all going to show up. Okay, so if you have 5 groups coming, you're so excited to see your 5 groups, probably be 2. So get more people. I've done enough of these events to know that they are not going to show up. We'll have a few people show up that did RSVP, and then we'll have way more that did.
Here's why Chase wants to see it at 2,000, because it's that many more people that you leverage the event to call and have a real conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. So open it up. If you guys have questions at all on, I like that. Motion's getting ready, action's getting picked. But if you guys have questions on RSVPs for Roaring Springs, like it's probably all you should be doing for the next couple of days. Just getting people nailed down. We have a ton of money invested in this that could have been buying leads or doing other things. Right? So we really want to see you guys get the most out of this. So All right, what's going through your heads here? What are you guys hearing? Give me like, let's get 3 ahas, action versus motion, and then we'll go to gratitude. I'm really loving this where we just pick people. So, Josie, what'd you hear?
Aw.
I think it's really just simpler to do the things, like do the action items than the motion. I think it's kind of time wasting, and it's like you said it earlier before, where it's like you spent all day like working, and then you go home and you're thinking about what you didn't do. And so I feel like that's just an easy way to not do that, is just actually doing things.
I love that. I also, just to piggyback on that, is like just come in and do the hardest thing right away. So if your goal is to speak to 15 people in a day, like just get it over with. Do nothing. Nothing exists until you talk to those 15 people, and then you can do everything else. Food will taste better. Your relationships will be better. You'll sleep better. All right, Jordan, what'd you hear?
One thing I wrote down that's in all caps is make the damn calls, Jordan. So
Yes.
Taking notes, by the way, that's awesome.
I think just choosing, I think I do a lot of the motion and not the action, in a sense of just the fear of, oh, what ifs, like the rejection, or these different things that I should have to get through. Only personal roadblocks. Because I will really sit there and I'll look at the database and then I'll go see, oh, who called in before me, or oh, what was the conversation? I can just stop doing that, because then I get that thing in my head. Imagine if the call.
That was a little lift big shift from like a month ago on daily growth. It was like, this little lift big shift is actually going to give you time back. And what am I talking about? Is like, stop research.
Don't research. Yeah.
Just stop doing
And
stuff.
here's a promise. This is guaranteed. I've never seen an agent leave at the end of the day with black eyes or bruises or anything. Like, they leave whole. Even no matter how many calls and how many rejections, they leave like totally normal.
Insides, internal bleeding.
No. Here's what's interesting about it. Like I actually think you do the thing and you do the hard thing, you get the rejections and all that. It is tough. It's mental jujitsu up front, but you actually leave with less stress. Once you've done it, you're like, I know I did what I was supposed to do. And it changes everything about just this internal thing that you're constantly carrying around of, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And you feel that at home, you feel it on the weekends, you don't know what it is, but it's lingering. That's what it is.
Well, and if your goal is to someday be selling as many homes as some of these top producers on our team, just think about like where you're at now and where you need to be. I mean, it's probably a lot of hard calls, a lot of failure, a lot of rejection, probably a lot of learning. Like, you can't get the results they get until you go through the processes that they went through. And so just look at it that way, right? Like, it's like doing reps at the weight room, right? Like, you're not going to just start with the big muscles and then start lifting weights. It doesn't work that way. So you got to put the time in. Let's get some gratitude. Why don't you pick one person here? Let's do Kara, and who else you got? Pick one more. What are you grateful for, Kara? And then we'll make Trinity up.
Oh. I am grateful for my grandkids, and I have 7 of them. They're so cute. And then I'm grateful that Violet is leaving me today to get back into a little bit of work.
Are you going to see baby today?
I am.
Just have a baby?
For in a minute.
These are slave drivers.
I'm actually the opposite. I'm saying she comes back too soon.
Make sure she doesn't work too hard.
So yeah,
Even wanting to is like stressing me out.
you get a nice long 2-week. What's it called? I can't.
Maternity.
There you go. Maternity leave. Okay. We don't even have a name for it. Write that down just so you remember. 2 weeks or less. You don't have to take 2.
Also, we don't have an HR department.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm personally not pregnant, by the way.
Yeah.
Clear that.
Thank God. Wait, no, you can't ask that during the interview, right?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know how this works. Get back to me on the rules, but what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for being in Idaho. I came from Southern California and me and my husband moved like 4 weeks ago. So now we're here and I'm grateful for that. And we've just been enjoying every second so far. So
Did you get the California flights yet?
oh, we're from Temecula. Yeah.
Very cool. And then
Kelsey.
Kelsey, get us out of here. Who or what are you grateful for?
Hello, I'm from Marietta, so hi Trinity. I am grateful that I got to go on such a fun vacation with my family and get to spend so much time with the kids. And it was wonderful, and I'm just so grateful that we were able to do that together.
Very cool. Well,